right, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. This is a bit of a breaking news. Time right now is 1:32 in the night, Saturday 7th. Links for the articles that I'm going to speak to you about are put down below. The first one is taken from moneycontrol.com. The headline says, Wells Fargo sacks India VP Shankar Mishra for urinating on Air India co-passenger. The second one is taken from the Mint, lifemint.com. Man who peed on woman on New York Delhi Air India flight identified 5 points. And the final one is man who urinated on co-flyer on Air India flight identified Delhi police seeks lookout circular. Okay. So now I'll read out the articles and I'll also give you my thoughts, and feel free to give me your thoughts as well. Okay. Now, the first thing that absolutely shocked me was in my WhatsApp group, the minute I had shared my previous video for the Air India, incident. And at that time, when I shot the video, we were not aware who the guy was. Okay. We just knew a guy peed on a woman in business class. So obviously, you tend to have this image, some, uneducated, third class, roadside kind of labor mentality kind of individual. That's what you normally think. And, through my experience, when I've traveled Air India, I traveled, I think, once in my life or twice. One with my mum and one I just took an economy this thing, and that was the end of it. It's one of the most miserable, terrible, horrible experiences of life. It was even worse than Bangladesh Biman. It was that bad. Okay. So the passengers who were there in the economy where I was sitting, I still can remember. They were like people who you would meet with no disrespect. I'm giving you an opinion. Okay. When you go to a labor class area or construction workers or laborers or electricians, and I'm not talking of like in the West when you're talking of an electrician or a laborer where you have to pay $200, an hour, or $150 an hour, or someone who's a professional. You're talking of people who live in the village, who are poor, simple guys who, if you were to tell them, like, I'll give you $1, can you do this? They'll just do some work, So I'm not trying to put them down. I know there's dignity of labor, but excuse my French, but just roadside people. Okay. So when you see these kind of individuals sitting in a plane for the first time, some of them do not know how to behave. Some will sit, you have to sit on the seat. They'll not sit on the seat. They will sit on, where your arm rests. They'll sit on top of that. They'll put their legs up on the. I've seen this with my own eyes. Okay. And like they'll sit as if they are sitting in a panchayat or they're sitting with their college friends. Hey, hoo, he, they'll talk like that and throw things and sit on the seat. So the air hostess literally had to come and say, excuse me, please, can you sit down? And she was speaking in Hindi. And they were still laughing and giggling like small children. So I've seen all this. So that was the kind of image that I had when this article came out. But maybe it is a guy like that. The second thought that came to my mind was, maybe this guy has some mental issues. Okay, maybe he is, some abnormal guy or who is on medication. And number 3 is, I just thought maybe he was a patient or something, or someone who has special needs. Okay. There was a possibility that this guy was pissed drunk, so pissed drunk that he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Maybe he thought he was going to the toilet. But that image was, this is a labor class guy. So imagine my shock when I found out through my WhatsApp group, and they sent this article, moneycontrol.com, that says, Wells Fargo, which is a global brand, sacks India's vice president. Just think about it. A multinational company, a vice president of that multinational company, vice president, he was the guy. I was absolutely shocked. I mean, you can be, you can have a small company, small tip. Let's say, for example, I say Alamtar Trading, or Raju Trading, or say Lloyd Trading, something small. 2 employees are there, and you just give your dummy designation. I'm president of this company, CEO or director, or it's a virtual company, and you give yourself a designation. Fine, I can understand that was, dummy company. But this is Wells Fargo. And you're talking of vice president. Okay. So I could not believe, bloody hell, this is the vice president of Wells Fargo. And then I suddenly recollected, yeah, the flight was from United States to India. So the people who are coming from United States to India are, people who have the potential to travel to US. Okay. So then I said, okay, read this. It says here, Shankar Mishra in a inebriated state. Let me just Google search and find out what does this mean, inebriated, because many people have used this word, inebriated. Okay, drunk. Okay, intoxicated state. Okay, so what it says here, urinated on a senior citizen in her 70s in a business class in Air India flight, New York to Delhi. Now, the first thing that came to my mind after I read his name, and the first thing, being a personal branding guy, boss, your career is destroyed. Your career, your reputation, your personal brand, your image, your life is completely destroyed. Why? Because one is, this is all over the global news. Second one, this is a viral news. Number three is everyone was pissed off about it, so they were very curious to know who the person was. Number four is, this is not normal behavior. This is like one of a kind. Number five is, you have 1 billion Indians who are all pissed off that their reputation name has been ruined. And lo and behold, first we didn't know who the person was. Now we not only know who the person is, we have the name also, and we also have a face. Just think about it. Do I'm just asking you a question. Do you think this guy is going to get a job ever in his life? Do you think he's going to get a job anywhere? Do you think anybody would want to associate with him? Do you think, just imagine if he's going to go for shopping or he's going to go some, and they know him. How would he face all this? I'm literally thinking, I'm not hating on the guy. I'm literally thinking, how is he going to face? In fact, the only solution he would have is to lock himself in the house and hope that nobody comes and meets him and hope he doesn't know anyone. In fact, I mean, on social media, I doubt he can even keep his profile up. And if people know his contact details, and I hope they don't leak it, I mean, he's going to get hammered left, right, and center, especially by trolls who enjoy. It's the highest, it's the most embarrassing form of, I don't know what to say. It's career suicide, reputation suicide, personal brand suicide, everything. It's just destroyed. Now, here it says the individual has been terminated from Wells Fargo. We are cooperating with the law enforcement and ask any additional inquiries be directed to them, the company said in a statement. The company said it also holds its employees to the highest standards of professional and personal behavior and found these allegations deeply disturbing. Yeah, because obviously nobody would want to associate with, such a thing. After the news of Mishra urinating on a woman co-passenger on Air India flight on November 26, 2022, was reported, the Delhi police on January 5th wrote to the concerned authorities looking out circular LOC against Shankar Mishra. Now, as per Money Control, what they've said is he's a resident of Mumbai. We have sent our teams to Mumbai at his known locations, but he was absconding. Our teams are trying to trace him. Well, you can't hide forever because they're going to search and keep finding you. They have enough and more pressure from the media and press. The case was also registered against Mishra under Indian Penal Code IPC Section 294, obscene acts in public place, 354, assault and criminal force to women with intent to outrage or modesty, 509, word, gesture, or act intended to insult the modesty of women, and 510, misconduct in public by a drunken person, as well as under aircraft rules. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation has now issued a show cause notice to Air India officials and cabin crew of New York Delhi flight, asking why action should not be taken against them for dereliction of duty while handling the November 26 urination incident. The aviation regulator said Air India's conduct appeared to be unprofessional and that prima facie it seems that provisions related to handling of unruly passengers were not complied with. Okay, Air India will have its own headaches to deal with, and the people who were supposed to deal with the incident will be brought to task. But my focus is still on this guy. Okay, they have this sections 294, 354, 509, 510. All that is fine. Maybe he'll get slapped with a couple of rupees worth of fines. Maybe he'll be put in jail for a couple of days. But more than this is the fact that his name is now all over the news. And finally, you have India Today. India Today has literally put his photograph. Okay, they put his photograph. I think they managed to get it from LinkedIn. Okay, and they have stated that he works. Okay, all right. See, more or less, it's the same thing. But remember what I've shared with you. Number one, now the whole world knows who you are. And they'll not forget it. Because if this was, let's say you had a fight. If you are talking of a fight, fine. Fight is fight. But you're talking of something dirty and obscene, which is, dirty. It's something disgusting. Okay, that's number one. Then the second thing is you have done it to an old woman. Number three is this is not something that you tend to do every day. Number four is, you're an educated guy. You're a guy who has accomplished something. You're a guy, American company, vice president, successful career in the US. To the sad thing which I'm really feeling, I'm being genuine. You have pissed it all away. Sorry for the pun, but you pissed your career, you pissed your life, you pissed on your entire life with this incident. And now there are no second chances for this. Just think about it. Who would want to associate with him? Who would want to be seen with him? Who would want to be photographed with him? Who would want to take his interview? Who would want to give him a job? He might be a very talented guy. I'm pretty sure he's a talented guy. I'm pretty sure he is very intelligent. He maybe just has a drinking issue. But now, even if you have a drinking issue, even if you have addiction with, I'm just assuming, with alcohol. Now, let's assume that you get out of it. This incident has shocked you so much you decided never to touch alcohol. But who's going to give you a chance? Which company would want to associate themselves with you? We live in a world where people are not very forgiving. We live in a world where if you make a mistake, they will crucify you. And, your mistakes don't have to be so extreme for them to really take you to task. But this, what you've done, I would just say that I personally, it's what I believe because I'm into personal branding. Once you get this stain of a black mark on your career, on your reputation, on your personal brand, on you, it's very hard to get second chance. Very, very hard. And more extreme the incident, more dirty the incident, more disgusting, more abnormal the incident, it becomes impossible. I don't know how. I'll seriously tell you, like me being a personal branding expert, I don't know how this guy can turn this around, and especially living in an Indian society. Fine, if he was in the West, he could maybe think of something creative. Okay, the pissing executive, and he could come out with the I don't know, the pissing collection, or maybe he could turn things around by saying the piss spot uh, services, or yeah. I'm just thinking out aloud. But in India, and now from India, if he has to go anywhere, his name will be there. Employees will just Google search. What do you do, man? This is one of those rare incidents where I don't have an answer. And I can tell you without a doubt, it's not only his reputation is destroyed, integrity, personal brand, the entire nation of 1 point whatever billion Indians, I'm pretty sure they all are pissed off with him. I just hope he has a really strong team, a family that supports him, stands by him, and helps him overcome this, because I have no idea how he is going to overcome this. Anyway, I had to make a news of this. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And this is one of those incidents I just don't know what to say. Anyway, I think I've said 18 minutes worth of stuff. Now, feel free, put your comments and thoughts down below. It's me signing off. You guys take care.